My goal here is to transmit as much information and value as I can to you in as little time as possible. So I'm going to cut to the chase. We're going to create customer personas. Customer personas are critical for marketing, for writing your copy, for designing your ads, for picking your audiences that you're going to target. If you don't have customer personas and you're doing marketing online, you are not getting the most out of it. So I'm not going to go deeply into what a customer persona is. You can do your research. You can click on the link in the document I'm about to share with you and read about them on Wikipedia. You can Google customer persona or customer avatar and find all sorts of people talking about how to use them and why they're important. And we are going to go more into how to use them later, but right now we're going to create them. So if you're watching this and you've opted into a training series that I'm running and you already have your personas done, I am going to ask you to follow the instructions below this video and go ahead and send me your existing personas, and I will happily take a look at them and give you real feedback on the personas that you have. So if you've done this, you can jump ship, although you might want to see the cool little tool I've created for you here. And if you haven't, you're going to do it right now and you're going to send me your homework. That is the only way that anything gets done. So this is about accountability. I want to see what you do with this, even if you only create one. You're going to sit down, you're going to do it. That's why I'm going to make this video short. I'm not going to talk to you for an hour about customer personas. You're going to build them. So here's how this works. Below the video, there's a link to Google Slides. It's easy to use even if you've never used it. You're going to see this. It's going to be shared with you as view only. So you're going to need to go to File first and say make a copy of the entire presentation you can do, or you could just do selected slides. I'm going to do selected slides. Actually, sorry. Let me go select. I'm going to select the second and third slide, and then I'm going to do File, make a copy, and go to selected slides. And I'm going to call this Customer Experience Lab Persona 1. Okay, and I'm going to just stick it in my drive for now, and you might want to create a folder for personas, or if you have business folders already set up. And I am going to go ahead and clone that. So now at this point, we now have the same starting place. We have a little 2-pager over here, and here's how it works. We're going to name the person that we want to do. That's actually the last step. All of these are clickable. If you go around, you can click in your little fields and edit text. You'll see that the second page is just some more information. On the main page here, we've got our 4 cute little guys. We've got, what are your goals? Where are you going? Okay, what are your challenges? What hurts? What makes this difficult? What are your values? What does it mean to you? How do you frame where you're trying to go? And what are the showstoppers? And objections are really about this person's relationship to your company. So it's about what, and all of this really should be thought of in terms of your company and your product. And so what we're going to do real quick, I'm just going to put one bullet point in each of these, and then you guys are going to go and you're going to do this for yourselves and try to fill up as many as you can. The more you think about it, the better. So for the Customer Experience Lab, which is a training that we do for marketing, the goals of our clients are typically to grow their business. Sometimes it is to, specifically generate leads. They want to generate new leads. They want to generate sales online. They want to have more passive income from online systems. And so these are all our avatar's goals. This is what this person wants to do. Now, what are their challenges and their pain points? If you double click in, you can go ahead, and so you can also use bullet points up here if you want. Depends on how much text you have. That does take up space, and this is a pretty small sheet. but pain points can be don't have an advertising budget, or and now I'm listing out all the challenges and pain points and all the goals. Uh, the idea of the persona is we actually want to choose one person and focus on them. So if it helps you to brainstorm all your goals separately and all your challenges and pain points separately, that's fine. But here we want to come back to a singular person. So I'm going to call this person Janet and Smith. And I'm going to go ahead and go to the back, the second sheet for a second. And she is 37. She is female. She is married. She's got 2 kids. She lives in Atlanta, Georgia. And the location, if you're like a nationwide business, I mean, this is a training that's taken globally, so this is just, this may or may not matter. However, all of these can later be used in creating audience targeting. So if you do have a specific location that matters, if not, make one up. And I'm actually basing this on real people who I know fit this specific avatar. Now, this person is a VA actually, and makes about like $42,000 a year. Has college level education, and is a primary researcher and recommender. So may not be the final purchaser for her organization because she's a virtual assistant. Let me write that out. And then I'm not going to go too deep here, but okay, what does she read? Where can we find her? Where does she get information? And so as a VA, she might look for jobs on Upwork. She might read. I would have to go do my research, okay, on my avatar here and figure out what websites did she visit. Maybe like in terms of teachers, maybe she's like looked into like digitalmarketer.com, Ryan Dice to try to get a better education on digital marketing. Maybe she follows Elegant Themes blog. They write a nice blog about how to build your own websites. Okay, so whatever, where can we find her? So we're gonna, and the reason I define this is that when I come back to here now, her main pain point, her main goal is actually to generate leads and sales for her clients. Okay, and she'll have more goals than that. Maybe she has a secondary goal of build her own client base to a point where she can hire and start outsourcing some work, right? So that she can do less but still make money on other people's time. I mean, these are goals that this specific person might have. And so we want to be as specific as possible here. So there's the goals that most people have who come to us, but this person, and maybe she also wants to be able to build strong funnels on her own for her clients. Okay, and she doesn't have an ad budget. One of her pain points is she has to sell ideas to clients. Okay, so any idea that she thinks is great, she still has to sell it to a client. That hurts. What other challenges and pain points does she have? I'm gonna skip that. I'm doing this on the fly live. This might take you 20 minutes, and I'm trying to do it in as few as possible. I don't want to waste your time here. What are her values? She values honesty. Okay. And so she doesn't want to do sleazy sales funnels. And this is important because knowing what someone values, and these are real, like their core values. What do these people value? And maybe she also values, what do you call that? I'm trying to think of the word, discount affordability. So in her world, she's got a limited budget to grow her business, and so, she values discount level products. On the flip side, um, maybe she actually values, because let's say that instead her clients will pay for whatever they need for her to succeed. Okay, so maybe what she values is beautiful, concise presentation. Okay, so that she uh, can take things, and if you've got something really nice put together that she can hand to clients, she's more likely to use it than not. What are the things that she values? Okay, and I mean, and this could also be family. I mean, these things matter. Because if you're selling something, like let's say that I'm selling this training and it's between 7 and 10 at night, 5 days a week, okay? But you value family, you're not going to attend my training because you're going to want to come home from work and hang with your family. So the values are like what are the person's values? What do they care about? What drives them aside from your product? The goals, the pain points, and the showstoppers all relate more to your product. The values, you want to go broad. Um, Showstoppers and objections are things that, even if you're perfectly in alignment with her goals, you've overcome her challenges, you're in tune with her values, there are also things that are showstoppers. So again, you know, maybe in this case it is time commitment. Maybe if my course takes too much time, only has a very limited time for growth. Okay, so like she's working hard and she's got a family. She's only got a little bit of time. Can we fit into that little bit of time? In interest of that, I'm not going to go on to other showstoppers and objections, but you want to brainstorm what are the things that could stop her in the process of moving from someone you don't know to a client. So goals, challenges, pain points, showstoppers, and demographics. That's all. You're going to fill this out, okay? And then you want another one. You're going to go to File, and you're going to say, you know, make a copy, and you're going to have another one. And the last little bit that is just icing on the cake is that you can go ahead and add an image, and I'm just going to pick something random from my computer that I happen to have, and I'm gonna shrink it right down. Now normally you would pick a person's face. You can just Google images or something that represents the person, and you can stick them right there in the middle. If it's a square image and it's not transparent, so like it blocks out my really nicely hand-drawn circle that I drew just for you guys, then you can go up here to crop, and you can say crop into a shape and crop it into a circle so that it fits perfectly. Although that cut off my little guy's tail, so I'm going to undo that. So there you go. Now you've got an avatar, and obviously I would try to find like a nice, you know, late 30s woman who is dressed the way I think my avatar was dressed and is kind of like in an environment where I think my avatar would be in, so that this really represents you know, that person. And a good way to do that is to find it on stock photo sites, and you can buy the stock photos, but you can typically also just grab little snippets and use it here. It's not like you're going to be out here selling a product or doing a lot with this. You just want to get a representation for yourself. And now you've got a customer avatar. So I want you to do this, and then underneath here are instructions on how to get this feedback to me. Maybe you can hear my dog on the bed here whining. And if you can't, then I've got a good microphone, but if you can, that's my dog. And if you get this to me, I will actually get you real live feedback on your avatars, and then we'll talk about how you use them. All right, thanks.